Throughout history, a few man-made waterways have altered the course of civilizations. The Suez Canal turned deserts into gateway between Europe and Asia,
while the Panama Canal cut through mountains to unite two oceans.
Each reshaped global trade, power, and influence. Now, on the vast plains between the Caspian and the Black Sea, another audacious plan is unfolding. A vision that could rival those legendary passages.
The Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water, holds immense wealth in oil, gas, and grain.
Yet it remains landlocked, its lifeline to the oceans constrained by the shallow Volga-Don Canal. A Soviet-era relic, too small for modern cargo ships.
Imagine a new deep-water artery, wide and powerful enough to carry massive cargo vessels, carving a direct link from Central Asia to the Mediterranean.
If built, this project could redraw Eurasia's economic map, fuel new trade routes, and shift the balance of power across continents. Today, let's delve into Russia's ambitious $20 billion Eurasia Canal megaproject.
Don't forget to click on that subscribe button and like this video, as it's the best way to support this channel.
The case for the Eurasia Canal begins with how Caspian trade currently moves. The vast Caspian Sea, though rich in oil, gas, and grain, remains landlocked. Its littoral states depend on complex transit routes to reach global markets. The key maritime outlet is the Volga-Don Canal, a 101-kilometer Soviet waterway completed in 1952 under Joseph Stalin.
At the time, it was a triumph, stitching the Caspian into Europe's inland navigation system.
But 7 decades later, the Volga-Don is a liability. Its shallow 3.5-meter depth only allows passage for small vessels of up to 5,000 tons, far below the size of modern bulk carriers and tankers. Congestion, aging infrastructure, and frequent delays compound the problem. For Kazakhstan, whose economy depends heavily on oil, gas, metals, and grain exports, this choke point is especially costly. The key maritime outlet is the Volga-Don Canal, a 101-kilometer Soviet waterway completed in 1952 under Joseph Stalin. The search for a solution began in the early 1990s, as Kazakhstan gained independence.
We stand today at a crossroads, not just for our nation, but for the future of the free world. We must not.
The search for a solution began in the early 1990s, as Kazakhstan gained independence. By the mid-2000s, as Kazakhstan's oil boom accelerated and China launched its Belt and Road Initiative, the idea gained traction.
Here we see the crucial intersection of the load-bearing wall and the new atrium structure. Note the precise calculations required for the steel supports.
For Russia, it offered modernization and influence.
For Kazakhstan, independence and trade.
For China, a new artery in its Eurasian strategy.
The Eurasia Canal thus emerged not only as an infrastructure plan, but as a strategic response to outdated routes and shifting geopolitics. The Eurasia Canal is envisioned as far more than a shipping lane. Planned to cut across southern Russia along the Kuma-Manich Depression, a natural lowland corridor that has long been studied for navigation.
It would stretch roughly 700 kilometers, with a depth of 6.5 to 7 meters.
Enough to handle ocean-going vessels of 10,000 to 15,000 tons, triple the capacity of the outdated Volga-Don Canal. At full operation, it could move 75 to 100 million tons of cargo annually, placing it among the world's most important waterways.
The canal would give Caspian ports like Aktau in Kazakhstan, Astrakhan in Russia, and Turkmenbashi, and from there, ships could continue through the Bosporus Strait into the Mediterranean Sea and to the global oceans.
This shortcut would slash transit costs for Central Asian exports of oil, gas, grain, and metals.
Creating a faster and cheaper route to markets in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa.
Design plans borrow from global best practices, with modern lock systems like those in the Panama Canal expansion. Which allow ships to be lifted efficiently while conserving water.
In high-traffic stretches, dual-lane navigation would allow vessels to pass in both directions without bottlenecks.
While smart technologies such as satellite tracking, automated traffic management, and embedded sensors would monitor conditions. Together, these features would make the Eurasia Canal larger, faster, and far more reliable than its Soviet-era predecessor. Environmental safeguards remain central to feasibility.
Proposals include artificial reservoirs to regulate water supply.
Rechanneling systems to prevent desertification, and fish passages to protect biodiversity.
Testing. With a likely price tag exceeding $20 billion, the Eurasia Canal stands as one of the most ambitious infrastructure. The construction of the Eurasia Canal would be a monumental task, requiring excavation on a scale comparable to the Suez Canal.
And involving decades of sustained effort.
The geography of southern Russia is characterized by flat grassland interspersed with low hills, rivers, and semi-arid zones. While this means the canal would avoid the mountainous engineering challenges of the Panama Canal, it presents its own obstacles.
A critical issue is water supply.
The Caspian lies below sea level, while the Black Sea is at sea level. To balance these, massive pumping and lock systems would be required. Hydrological models must ensure that water drawn from rivers does not deplete ecosystems. Similarly, constructing embankments and concrete linings over hundreds of kilometers demands enormous volumes of material, labor, and machinery. Another challenge lies in soil stability.
Parts of the grassland are prone to salinization and erosion.
Maintaining stable canal banks will require reinforced embankments, likely using geotextiles and modern concrete techniques. Bridges, tunnels for roads and pipelines, and auxiliary reservoirs would further complicate the engineering picture. Experts predict that construction could take 10 to 15 years, depending on funding, with peak labor forces in the tens of thousands. Like the Suez and Panama canals, the Eurasia Canal would be Eurasia come a defining engineering endeavor ever of its time.